Okay, everybody, welcome to our Tuesday night Let's Chat. We are so excited that you're all here with us today. It is really my pleasure to be with each of you. I look forward to this time each and every week, and I hope you do too. We are always going to have these calls on Tuesday night, and you're going to hear some stories of inspiration, some stories of hope, and we're also going to get some education. So thank you for being with us today. Let me introduce myself first. I am Michelle Heyman. I am a certified health coach, and I am your host for tonight. Brad's in another room. Brad, why don't you pop off mute and say hello?
Hey, everybody. Very excited for tonight's call. I hope everybody had a fantastic holiday. And I think tonight, a lot of times people ask me all the time, what do you do? What do you do? How'd you lose all that weight? And the truth is tonight we're going to talk about why we wanted to lose the weight instead of how, because I think when we figure out the why, the how becomes a lot easier. I'm really excited for tonight's call.
Yeah, we found this was a really important topic, and we try to bring topics that we know are important to you guys and that are going to help you move you forward in your journey. But before we get started on our topic, I'm actually asked, before we even start right from the gamut, I asked Jeff Sokoloff to share his journey. He is someone we have not heard his story before, and so I'm really excited to ask him to come off mute and share with us today. Jeff, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Perfect.
Okay, good. So thanks everyone for Michelle for me. So I struggled with my weight for many years. Probably since college, I put on 70, 80 pounds, and most of that's been in the last 10 to 15 years. And it really became a huge marriage. Because of my ego and my head trash, I just couldn't talk to my wife about it, and it was a really big problem. I tried a bunch of things. I tried Weight Watchers. I worked with nutritionists. I was at the gym with a trainer. I had hypnosis, and even though I would have some strong results, I couldn't keep the weight off, and it was really frustrating. So last November, I went to my cardiologist, and he said I was 265 pounds. I was 46 years old, 4 kids. And he said, Jeff, you have to have open heart surgery in the next 6 to 7 years. And if you're 265, a really tough time recovering from that surgery. So that the heck out of me. And I made a deal with him that I would lose 15 pounds in 3 months, or he could put in to lose the weight. So I came home I had dinner. I went to the gym, home from the gym, and instead of getting some water and getting in the shower and going to bed, I sat in the kitchen and I just shoved food down my throat. And I did that for and it didn't make any sense, and I couldn't get control over my eating. So I was really frustrated. I was depressed. I was upset, and I went to I ran into my buddy Danny and said, you know what, you need to talk to Hannah Sarah. She's my health coach, and she helped me lose some weight. So I still couldn't get my ego and my macho of not being able to do it myself. It went another couple weeks, and I wasn't getting anywhere. So finally, on December 28th, I reached out to Hannah Sarah. On December 29th, I placed my first order, and I started on January 4th. I was 73 pounds, so I put 8 pounds on to the doctor's appointment, and I started the program. It took me a month, and I was thrilled. What I loved about it was I got up in the morning and I understood what I needed to do that day, why I did it, how I was going to do it, and if I had a problem, I knew who I was going to turn to help me. The other thing I really liked about it was the social aspect. Healthy 365, great resource, still is. I enjoyed being engaged with Hannah and Mary Gitlitz, who've been help to me, and this client call also has been a great resource. And the other thing I did was I Dr. A's book from front to back, and really helped reinforce what I needed to do, was doing it, and how I was going to accomplish all that. Then in March, a buddy of mine called, says, Jeff, I'm trying to lose some weight. I'm having some great results. How can I help? How can I do it? And I called Hannah Sarah, and she said, why don't you coach them? So now the fact that I have a business and I got 4 kids and I'm running around like crazy, encouraged me and convinced me to coach. So I started coaching, and next thing I got 5 clients. I'm a senior coach, and it's kind of crazy. If you know me, people talking seriously to me about their health is really just a crazy idea. But I know that in the year of doing this, I've helped directly 20, 25 people, and I've inspired others who are working with either me or working with other people. And what I love about the coaching is it keeps me accountable. It reinforces the social aspect. And when I share what Hannah Sarah has shared with me, that inspires me. And whether that person becomes a friend of mine, becomes a client of a coach, or is doing something completely different, I know that I've helped that person, and it just is energizing. So now I've lost 60 pounds. I know I've helped 20, 25 people. I've inspired, and I'm looking forward to doing it again in 2018. And I really appreciate the program that you shared and this community, and wish you a happy new year.
Awesome, Jeff. I love your story, and although you've been really working with Hannah Sarah and Terry, I get to see little blippets of your medical reports from your doctors, and it's been so exciting to see the great results that you get from your doctor, the great reports. And, your why was so clear. When you got started, you knew what you were doing this for. You had a family, 4 kids. You knew you had surgery that was going to be coming up in your future. And so you were so crystal clear that you just took this, you took the tools that you had in your hand, and you just ran with it. And you did not make excuses, and the whole way through, you've just done amazing. And the truth is you're helping more than 20 and 25. You inspire people each and every day. And now you have a team of coaches, and they're helping people. So you're actually helping more. So thank you so much for sharing your journey. We really, really appreciate that. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to get back to our call. So that was Jeff. You can see his transformation. Looks like a different person there. So cool. Let's talk about our sugar shot. I know we bring this up each and every week, but the reason we do is because we're giving away a lot of money. And so we're at the end of December. It is not too late for you to submit your sugar shot online. There is a certain hashtag you have to include and tag your coach. But look at these fun ways. You don't have to put it in numbers on the floor like Drew and Leslie did, but that was a cute, creative way that happened this month. We're seeing a lot of that. You can stack it. You can hold it. And even if you're at the beginning of your journey, it's not too soon. You could win $50 cash on account. Reach out to your coach. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but it is a really powerful tool. Go hold that sugar. Go see how much weight you've lost holding it in your hands. You will be shocked on how much that really is. So I actually asked someone else, before I get into our training, I asked a client, Gail Stanford, to share her journey. I saw her name on here. So Gail, are you here? I'd love for you to hop off mute and share a little bit about your story.
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. Hi, Gail.
Hi.
Awesome. We're excited to hear about your story.
Well, I've always been anywhere from a little to a lot overweight most of my life. I've been on countless diets and had success, none permanent, obviously. Over the last several years, I've had a couple of issues pop up, and they're conflicting dietary requirements, and I didn't know what to do, what to eat. So I gained a lot of weight. And I lost hope. I was done. There was nothing I could do. And then I watched Lisa post online, my health coach, Lisa Ziegler. And reached out to her and talked, and I was kind of skeptical. It sounded interesting, but nothing does, right? And I called my doctors and I talked to them about the program. They said, yeah, sure, try. So I've been on Optavia for 2 months now. I've lost 35 pounds. I've dropped those 3 size clothes. I have more energy than I have had in a decade at least. Why is I've got 2 kids. I've got a 17-year-old getting ready to graduate high school, and I've got a 12-year-old. I'm a Boy Scout leader. I'm a Girl Scout leader. We go camping. We spend a lot of time outdoors, and it's very difficult in the last couple of years for me to do that. And I've had to just tell people, you finish the hike, I'll be here when you get back, which is embarrassing. The program works for me. It's great. For me, the people, keeping in touch with my coach, connecting with people through Facebook. I chat with Lisa. It helps me stay focused. We talk about the challenges that are coming up, and we come up with strategies. I read and post on Facebook to help keep me centered. I enlist the help of my family, my friends, and sometimes complete strangers. I use tools. I'm working through the study guide in the book, which I love. and I'm enjoying the recipes. I make them. Emily loves them. As a matter of fact, my son, who's almost 18, was going out with his girlfriend for dinner when I was trying a new recipe. And he said, "Are you going to save some for me?" I said, "We're going out to dinner." No, but I like the food. So my kids are enjoying it. This is hard. I've been between attending parties, hosting parties, celebrations. My son had his Eagle Court of Honor. I've been getting together with extended family, going to concerts, eating out all the time. Restaurants that are on program are in the book, aren't in the book. I've not been able to maintain a ghost of a routine, but I've been working with it and I've made it through. I've got a couple days. I'm good. Matter of fact, with the restaurants, and I'm almost finished, family and friends are now completely used to me as soon as the waiter comes up to the table saying, "Hi, I need your help." I'm on this fantastic program. It is working really well for me, and I'm going to be a really difficult diner, but I have very specific requirements, and I need your help, please. And they light up like Christmas trees and get excited. Yeah, let me help. They want to do what they can. Delighted to have found a supportive community working beautifully, and I look forward to next year. Have not yet jumped on board to coach. I've got a couple of people waiting in the wings to see. Losing 35 pounds for me is not new. So they want to see what happens next. And I expect sometime next year that I will be calling Lisa and say, "Hey," anyway, thank you, and a happy holidays.
Oh my gosh, Gail, I love your story. So awesome. You've been so active in our client support page, and I always love seeing your posts. But I will tell you, I think you taught each and every one of us on this call tonight something. We all employ our friends and our family to help us and support us. But I love what you said. Have the strangers support you and help you. And go up to that waiter when you're out in a restaurant and say, like, "I need your help." I absolutely love that. And I'm going to be using that line all the time now. So thank you for teaching us. And so that's what I love about this. We're all learning from each other all the time. So thank you very much. I appreciate your story. I know you're inspiring people, and just incredible for you to share. So thank you so much. All right, we're going to get into our training tonight. Let's see, here we go. I know you guys have been waiting to talk about this. So we're talking about what's your why. And some of you may be saying, "What have you been talking about? What do you mean by what's your why?" Your coach may be talking to you about what's your why. Why did you reach out in the first place? Why did you get started on this program? And so what I would love for each and every one of you to do is, if you have a piece of paper and a pen, grab it. Maybe you take notes in your cell phone, open up your notes. I'm going to have you guys write some things down right now, because when you are figuring out what your why is, and maybe some of you are already crystal clear, but many of us are not. And have you ever had a problem kind of staying on program? Have you ever gone off plan? No one's perfect. And so if you've struggled, don't beat yourself up about it. But when you know why you're doing it, those tough days become easier. Even the toughest days become easier. Even those holidays that we just got through became easier. All those parties that you're going to and attending will get easier. So we're going to talk about getting crystal clear on your why. So we say finding your why. Sometimes people say, "Why can't I accomplish my goal? Why can't I stay on plan?" Well, I'm gonna let you know, if you're having a hard time staying on plan, it's because your why is not strong enough. And when you got started on plan, and the reason you got started on plan may not be your why. I'll be completely honest. I started on plan because I was going on a cruise and I had to put a bathing suit on. That was the truth. It was a completely vain reason. I was going on a diet. I needed to look good. And so what was I going to do? That was my why when I started. However, my why evolved, and your why may have evolved as you have been on plan as well. So let me just tell my story a little bit. When I started feeling better, when I started having more energy, and I was able to stay awake at work. Yes, I was falling asleep at my job, which is really hard when you work with children. I was exhausted. I would find myself dozing, popping mints to stay awake. But when I found that I had all this newfound energy, I was feeling incredible. That became my why. I wanted to keep feeling like that. When I started being happier with who I was and I was happier with myself, my relationships with my husband improved. My relationship with my children improved because I wasn't as short fused with my kids. When I'm unhappy with myself, I was more short fused with other people, usually those people that you're closest with. So what I started seeing is, oh my goodness, I'm getting healthier, and look at these things in my life that are improving. Those reasons became my why. It was no longer for me to look good in the bathing suit on the cruise ship. That's what started me, and thank goodness that was a good enough reason at the time to get started. So your why can evolve. So I would love for you to write down some things that, why did you get started? And so when you want to find out your why, think about what was your reason for starting. And that's a good place to start. And it may be really strong. Like for Jeff, that doctor came down and was like, this is where you're going. Pretty strong why, for sure. Some people just didn't like the way they looked. And that's not a bad why, but usually there's something, often many of us say we just want to lose weight. Well, why do you want to lose weight? So let's dig a little deeper. What is your life going to look like when you reach your goal? And I would love for you to kind of envision that. Take a moment, and I usually go really fast on these calls. I'm really trying to slow it down because this is one of those topics that needs a slower pace because I want you to think about it. What is your life going to look like when you reach your goal? What's going to be different for you? Write these things down. Are you going to be able to get up off the floor from playing with your kids without having to get on your knees and use the sofa to get up? Are you going to be able to walk up the flight of steps without sweating? Are you going to be able to tie your own shoes or cut your own toenails? These are big reasons why sometimes people decide to get on plan. What is it going to look like for you? Can you envision that? Because I can. I know when I talk to you and I know what your goals are, I can envision that. I picture that. I picture you running down the beach with your kids and throwing the football around. And do you realize that you have the tools in your hands to make this happen? Did you hear what Gail said? She's working through the workbook. She loves the workbook. Do you know that workbook is helping you to discover what your why is? It's also helping you to set up a plan. But I really want you guys to get so clear on what that picture can look like for you. And guess what? Your why is completely different from every other person's. We may have some overlapping reasons, but this is specific to you. This is specific to you and your journey and why you got started. And I know as a health coach doing this for over 3.5 years that you will succeed if you can find your why. It is like the basis, the premise. Don't start this because you want to lose weight. Start this because there's a deeper reason and figure it out. And right now, hopefully you're writing that reason down. And so I asked Kim to come off because Kim has an amazing story. And Kim was so clear, on her why that she has had such success. So Kim, I'm going to stop talking and let you take over.
Well, thank you, Michelle. The funny thing is that you were talking about your why. My why has changed a lot. When I started 2.5 years ago, I didn't start because I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to prove everybody wrong. I've been overweight my whole life. I actually had weight loss surgery, lost weight, gained a lot of weight back, and just came to the conclusion that I was going to be fat the rest of my life. Well, I knew the program worked. My husband was on it, lost 55 pounds, was off all his medications. He became a coach, which is funny because I'm the people person. So anyone would reach out, I would say, oh, you have to talk to him. He's the one that's doing it. And no. So along the way, Brian's trying to get me to do it. And I'm like, nope, not doing it. I'm just going to be fat. If weight loss surgery didn't work for me, guess what? It was just meant to be that way. So long story short, my cousin ganged up on me, wanted me to join the program, and I did it to shut them up. I was giving them 30 days to prove that it wasn't going to work for me. And the funny thing is, it worked. Within a week, I was feeling amazing. I had 8 pounds my first week. It wasn't just the weight, as I had so much energy. I wasn't trying to take the naps. That was a big thing for me. Every week I was losing and feeling so much better. And now unfortunately I had to give in and say, honey, you were right. It did work. This is the best thing. But sitting here listening to you talk about the why, my why has changed so many times. I actually just, wrote some down to feel great. That was happening almost immediately. The energy, running up and down the steps and not feeling winded, and bending over and tying my shoes. You think the simplest things would not make a difference, but it really does. I wanted to prove all those people wrong. Mean people that ever said anything to me over the years that was very hurtful. I wanted to prove to them that I was more than just that fat girl. So that meant a lot to me. And thinking about that started bringing tears. I became a coach. That's a shocker because, when people started reaching out to me, I thought, what a difference I can make just by what I've done. So I want to be an inspiration to others, and I share my story on my Facebook because I want to help people. I want them to feel as good as I do. So that's why I share. And number one, I wanted to make my kids and my husband and my family proud, because I've been overweight my whole life. So to prove to them that I could do this, I just kept going forward. So here I am, 93 pounds down. I've been maintaining it. I feel wonderful hearing, compliments from people and just feeling great and moving forward. So my why has changed many times, but when you really think about your why, that is what's going to motivate you and keep you going. So thank you.
Oh my gosh, Kim, thank you so much. You always inspire me every time I hear you. I love what's above your head. It's a wonderful life. And you know what? It's the life that we pick, that we choose, how we choose to live our life. And you get to inspire people each and every day as you're on your own journey. So I love it. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So let's get back and look at Kim's transformation. Isn't that unbelievable, guys? So fun. Her new red shirt. Okay. So I want to get back to our why a little bit. And I want you to think about, how are you doing? Do you find yourself oscillating with your weight and your health goals? And what I mean is, are you really good for a couple days and then the weekend comes and you fall off? Or are you really good for a week and then, there's a holiday or a party and you're falling off? And so sometimes this happens. But really, if you can get yourself crystal clear on what your goals are, that's going to really help you. And we talked about tools, having those tools. Well, knowing your why is a tool, or a program is a tool. And there's a great tool that we have. Brad, why don't you come off and talk about that tool that we have?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
And that would lead in, but I did want to share that two things that I did in a couple of the speakers, like Gail and Jeff, just two components that they talked about tonight. And if you noticed, it wasn't about the fueling. It was about unity, and it was about their health coach. I think the two of those components of our program are the reasons why I still today continue to maintain the weight loss that I have. So I just want everybody to realize that, this program is not meant to do alone. There's a lot of challenges. We're all contending for our health. Having that health coach walking side by side with us is what we're here for. So just know that when you're struggling or you're going through this, that's a tool that you have to reach into, is your coach. So I love that. And Jeff and Gail, they were tremendous. And Kim, you're right, the why change, because what happens is your mind change, and when your mind starts to change, your why starts to change, and that's what gets you. When you can start to believe what's happening and you start to see that, that's when that why starts to change. But one of the tools, and the truth is, when we go through holiday seasons, New Year's is coming up, we're being challenged, and we have tools in our toolbox that we can reach into, and in the where we probably didn't have control or the willpower, because the truth is, willpower doesn't work either. It's really figuring out that why, holding on to the why. the Stop, Challenge, and Choose, that was probably one of the best tools. And I only do that when I think about my feelings and when I'm eating and making choices about food, but in all areas of my life. The Stop, Challenge, Choose, figuring out, like Michelle and the other people have said tonight, figuring out your why, knowing why you're doing this program. So when you go to stop and you go to challenge yourself, so you're at a party and you see pizzas in the corner, you're actually going to stop and challenge yourself to what that pizza means. Like, what happens if you do eat that pizza? What is the result? You get 2 minutes of satisfaction. You feel terrible for the next 10 minutes, and then you start the process all over again. And what we're saying is, when you challenge, figure out a tool to what you're going to choose. So for me, when I started this program, I got crystal clear on my why, and I would put it right on my cell phone. So when I would put it on my phone, I'd put a picture of me when I was 300 pounds. Or I had a picture of me when I couldn't run, when I was playing softball and somebody would run for me. There was a picture of somebody coming out and running for me. And I would keep that picture of me coming off the field, and realizing this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So give yourself some choices on why to choose to what you want to do. So I hope that helped.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brad. And I put in the comments, and if you don't know what Stop, Challenge, Choose is, I'm going to encourage you to reach out to your coach and read the books. They can guide you as to where in the books you can find that information. But does that pizza, the example Brad using, does that pizza get you closer to that why of what you're trying to accomplish? So, one of the things we love doing on these calls, and we haven't done it the past 2 weeks, but I definitely wanted to leave some time today, is to have people be able to come off mute and share a non-scale victory, or maybe even share your why if you want. So we've got 3 minutes. I would just love it if you want to hop off mute. If you hear someone else hopping off mute, just give it a moment. And if there's someone out there who would like to share an NSV, a non-scale victory, or share one of their whys of why they're doing the program, we would love for you just to hop off and share quickly. Any brave souls?
Hey, Michelle, I'll do it. I'll share my why.
Awesome.
Easy. Michelle is my health coach, so just to tell everyone that. But I love what you said there, Michelle. If your why is strong enough, you'll get through any of the challenges. So like Gail, if you're facing challenges right now, it's okay. No, none of us are perfect. But if you get your why so strong, that will help with the Stop, Challenge, and Choose. My why was my kid. He was 14 when I started the program, and I literally wanted to be alive to see my kid grow up, to maybe have grandkids one day. Not sometime, but one day. But the why lives in my house. So I looked at my why every day, and that kept me focused. But also then, like kind of what you said and what Kim said, the longer you go on, your why changes. So when my relationships, not just with my husband and my kid, but even with my family and my friends got more authentic and feel better, and I felt better about myself and I stopped hating myself, my life changed. So my why kept changing, but my life kept changing along with it. So that's my why.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Leslie. Kathy, did you want to share?
I did. My why is a little different. I didn't have a weight loss issue. And one thing you have to realize, this is not just a weight loss program. It's a health and wellness program. Heart attack 4 years ago. And it was 120 pounds. So my health was bad on the inside. My why was I wanted to live. I didn't want to have another heart attack. I want to be on this earth, and I got 2 children. I've got a husband that I'm in my 50s. I want to do things with him and travel. You just have to realize that it's not just about weight loss. And I have goals that I've set for myself. My non-scale victory I had this week was I have walked over 1,100 miles this year. My husband and I did this Run the Year program. We did mostly walking, but ran as well, and we split it. So have goals, and when you all get to your goal weight and you go into transition and you maintain, you will continue to strive and contend for your health. Your goals will never stop. They just continue, and will be weight loss goals. There'll be goals, hops that you have, moving, swimming, running, tennis, and you'll set them for yourself. And live your life the way it's meant to be. So I feel victories are a little different, but I do have victories and I do have goals that I set for myself. It's never.
Kathy, what a great reminder for everyone. I think most people look at Optavia and think it's a weight loss program, but we're so much more. And what a great reminder. I know it's 9:30, but I would love it if one person has a quick thing to jump off and share before we go over to our coach training. Would one more person like to?
I have a quick why.
Awesome.
Quick one. I have a couple whys. One, father passed away when he was 53 back in 1994. So that's when a lot of this all started, like, hey, my life's like whatever. And that's how things just kind of kept progressing. Now I have a 12-year-old who's on the autism spectrum. And even with that, even over the 12 years, I was like, I just can't win, and the chips will fall where they may. But now that I found Optavia and just so easy with other things, just didn't work. This is easy. I have to live forever. I don't want to think I'm 47, 48. My dad died at 50. I got 6 years left, you know. So I'm not pre-diabetic anymore. There's so many things for me that are getting better. And I stop challenge and choose what Trav said. Yeah, it's even as a health coach, we stop challenge and choose. We have our days. But yeah, so it's something that finally works, that we can feel better, reverse or things where we were going down not path before.
No, I love that, Ryan, and thank you. And yes, as health coaches, people think, oh, you're a health coach, you've got it all together. You know what? We have to stop, challenge, and choose all the time. So I love it. I'm going to make sure that I leave a few minutes each time. I'm sorry that I really do try to end this at 9:30, but that was so good. And I do want to make sure that we hear from more people each and every week, just to pop off quickly and share their non-scale victories. So clients who are on the call, you are welcome to stay. We stop this call now and we go into coach training. But you are always welcome to join us if you want to hear a little bit about what we talk about as coaches. So I'm going to stop the recording.